I'm Attorney Linda Bernard, the host of Chop It Up with Attorney Linda D. Bernard, also Detroit Police Commissioner for DPD in District 2. I have a great show planned for you today. I have a great show planned for you today with a very distinguished guest who is actually one of Detroit's favorite sons. He's a graduate of Cass High School, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about his background. He is Mr. Keir Worthy, the founder and principal organizer of the Organization of Black Designers, OBD. So I'm going to let him tell you about that. Welcome, Keir, to Chop It Up with me, Attorney Linda Bernard.
Well, thank you, Linda. Glad to be here. Always great to be in Detroit and be involved in anything in Detroit. And, of course, we go back away. So very happy and pleased to be on your show.
Well, thank you for joining me. I started this discussion telling everyone that you're one of Detroit's favorite sons. Aren't you a graduate of Cass High School?
I hope I'm a favorite son. I'm a mom's favorite son.
Okay.
Yeah, I attended Cass Technical High School. Very reputable and very institution across the country. Actually, if you go to another state and people know anything about Detroit high schools, they at least know Cass Tech.
Well, Cass has the reputation, at least traditionally, of being one of the best high schools, the best high school in the city of Detroit, as well as the high school for, quote, smart people. Are you one of those people?
I hope so. I like to think so. It's funny. I actually went to a major university. I went to the University of Texas in Austin. Large school, a lot of notables, Walter Cronkite, etc. But I think there may be more notable people out of Cass Tech than there are out of University of Texas.
Talk that talk if you want to.
It's true. It's true. I see it all the time.
I'm a good Catholic girl. I went to Catholic school for 12 years, so I know nothing about Cass Tech except my reputation, of course.
Some very exceptional individuals come out of there, whether it be arts, music, business.
You want to name a few?
Wow, let's see. Of course, you can take it way back. You've got Donald Byrd. You got, jazz musician Ron Carter, Greg Fillinganes, who worked with Michael Jackson extensively.
Yes, he did.
You got Denura. You've got a Big Sean. You got someone like a Carlos
Big
McKinney.
Sean?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
You got someone like a Carlos McKinney, who's from the McKinney family, who is a Grammy Award winning producer and jazz musician. Oh wow. You've got what was her name? Who Saturday Night Live alumni.
But see, you're while we're on this point, you're deeply engaged with the sort of, I'm calling it Welcome Back to Detroit of Detroit expats. Well, and want to explain that to our audience?
It's called Detroit Homecoming, which is a Crain's Business Magazine sponsored event. I believe this is year 12, and it is centered around bringing back Detroiters who've left Detroit and in other places all over the world, and bringing them back to the city to get re-engaged in Detroit on a number of levels, whether it's philanthropic, business, entertainment, education, and it's been a really good event. I've been involved with the event for about 5 years or so, and it's been very interesting. It's been very connective. The network has been really, really great because you've got Detroiters who've gone all over the world and done incredible things.
That's a fact.
And so they're trying to bring them back to the city to bring that energy and that acumen into Detroit.
I think, though, for me anyway, the most famous person to come out of Detroit in terms of the homecoming and so forth, and he came back with his wife, was Steve Ballmer, one of the richest men in the world. Was the owner, one of the co-owners of Microsoft.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing man and has given all kinds of money to the city. And now he owns, is it not the basketball team in California up north, northern part?
No. He owns the Clippers, actually, which out of LA now.
Okay, the Clippers,
He used to be in San Diego.
And he built a new stadium and everything. Mm-hmm. He's amazing. I mean, he put $3 billion into a stadium there, and he owns the Clippers, and he takes an active interest in the team. And he also takes a very active interest in Detroit. He's given lots of money to Wayne State University and to other institutions in the state of Michigan. He's a Detroiter for real, just like you are.
Yeah, you've got a lot of really talented people out of Detroit. You've got they haven't been able to snag them yet, but you've got a Jerry Bruckheimer, the film producer.
He does so many TV shows.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Godfather himself,
yes,
the man who created The Godfather, directed it. Oh my! I did not know that.
From Detroit. And,
Francis Ford Coppola.
yeah. As I mentioned, you got someone like a Greg Gaines. You got oh geez, I mean there's
But
a
Francis Ford
selection.
Coppola, everyone has seen Godfather 1, Godfather 2, and Godfather 3. I mean, when the people ask me what is my favorite movie or the top 5 favorite movies, I always Godfather's always one of them.
Okay.
No, hands down. Godfather is just so instructional for life.
Remember, you got Bruckheimer, who did, of course, Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, he did
Murphy,
everything.
You know,
also the TV shows.
Yeah, a ton of stuff.
Yeah. And these guys are out in Cali now, so it is what it is. But having said that and everything, I want to talk to you about what made you decide to create an organization called the Organization of Black Designers. And what are black designers?
Well,
Tell
first,
me what they
allow
are.
me to be very clear. The organization was started by our current chairman, whose name is David Rice.
Okay.
David Rice, out of Ohio, is an honorary Detroiter because he attended CCS here and graduated. I think he was the first or second black designer in their industrial design program.
Okay.
So CCS at the time was Center for
Tell
Creative
people what
Studies.
CCS is. I know what it is
right.
around the corner.
At the time, it was Center for Creative Studies. Now it's College for Creative Studies. A venerable, very well noted. It's got to be at least top 10.
Oh, it's
school
unbelievable
in the country.
It's unbelievable, and it's totally funded for the most part by corporate philanthropy, and it's part of Wayne State.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, the College for Creative Design is amazing.
Yeah, phenomenal school. A lot of notable designers that come out of there. Everybody from Sid Mead to like a brother like Earl Lucas.
But now tell me what kind of designer.
So,
you say designers, but people don't know what they design.
Yeah, well, when you think of design, everybody wants to immediately think of fashion, but we cover
cars.
We cover the spectrum of design. So the Organization of Design, Black Designers, was set up to increase the viability and visibility of black designers across the spectrum. So that's graphic design, automotive design, as you mentioned, fashion design, as we mentioned, interiors, architecture, product, industrial. So, we have been a long time advocate. In fact, this is our 35th year of existence.
Wow.
So we have been a long time advocate of black designers within the realm of design, even before design became a hot topical thing, right? We like to say if there's a black organization out there now involved in design, it has some of our DNA in it.
I would agree. Even the cap that I wear and the shirt that I've got on for the Detroit Police Department, this is a design.
Yeah, exactly.
We forget that nothing exists without there being some sort of sketch,
right.
Some sort of something, color scheme, all of this, even the color is part of the design.
Yes, definitely. I mean, someone designed the microphone we're speaking on right now.
Right.
Someone designed the cameras that we're utilizing right now.
Right.
That it's such an integral part of our daily lives. People often don't think about it.
We forget about it.
Yeah, we forget about it, and we also oftentimes, especially in the black community, we equate being a designer with being an artist. Now, mind you, many of them are artists, but
So an artist, wait a minute, a person who paints pictures. Excuse me for interrupting you, is also a designer.
Maybe
a painter.
it depends on the route they take. And see, oftentimes when a kid wants to be a designer, and they tell my parents, "Hey, I want to be a designer," they're like,
They don't say that. They say, "I want to paint," or "I want to draw," or they don't ever say the word design.
Oh, they do these days.
Kids do.
Design has become ubiquitous, and it's become very topical and hot. Because when you got people like a Virgil Abloh who worked with Kanye, you even have a Kanye. People like this who are involved in design has taken off. From the time that we started the organization to now, everybody knows design. Time has a design issue.
Who?
Time Magazine has a design issue. Wired Magazine has a design issue. Black Enterprise has a design issue, which, by the way, we helped start.
Okay.
Their annual design issue. And actually, they did it first. They did it before the other publications I just mentioned. So kids know design now, and they talk about it in those terms.
Oh,
all the time. All the way down to gaming design. That's a big area.
What area?
Gaming.
What is Jamie?
No, gaming.
Oh, gaming. Are you talking about
Xbox,
computer shows?
Yes.
Oh, I mean computer games.
That's a huge multi-billion-dollar business now.
And that's design.
Yeah. Someone's designing those programs. Someone's designing those games. How it looks, how it feels, how the players move. That is design.
And also the insignia for the game and the way it's
Everything.
written, or
Yes.
if the G is fancy or something like
Exactly.
that, then it is. Then that's all part of design.
Yeah. So you like I say, so you have something like that, all the way down to the furniture that you're using in your house.
Right. The clothes you wear.
Exactly. Exactly. The spoon that you use.
That's correct. The silverware.
Someone's designed that stuff.
Okay, so that's
And
all.
a lot of times it's us. We have a brother, one of our celebrated, should be more celebrated designers from Detroit, cast technician.
Oh,
His
Lord.
name is Andre Clemens, and Dre has designed a plethora of products. His notable products, he designed the Real Lemon juice bottle, which you've probably seen on
Yes,
shelves.
the green one and the
Right.
yellow
The,
and the,
the
the curvature.
32 ounce Arizona iced tea bottle.
Oh, okay.
And he just got finished completing a set of espresso machines,
Okay.
which are out on the market right now. I think they hit like about a week or 2 weeks ago.
So he design is everywhere. Is
Everywhere.
what you're saying.
Everywhere.
Every
Glasses I'm wearing.
everything has been designed.
Yeah, we have some notable eyewear designers, like a Stevie Boy,
Okay.
who designed eyewear for Lady Gaga, for Madonna.
I didn't know people had their
For
own
Rihanna.
eyewear
Yeah.
designed
Oh,
by
yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
I just thought they picked out
No,
a design.
no,
They
no.
don't.
And when you
They
think
have
about it,
customized eyewear.
yeah, and when you think about it, most of the major designers have eyewear. Givenchy, Dior.
Yeah, they do. They have their name on it.
Exactly.
That's what we're looking for,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and someone designed those things.
Oh, wow. So,
And it may or may not have been the designer whose name is on there. So, you know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
That's true. So, how did you get interested in design? Because your background was music.
My
Start
background.
at the beginning.
Okay.
Let our audience know
Okay.
who
My
Kierworthy
beginning
is.
is this. It's a native Detroiter, born and raised in Detroit, west side of Detroit primarily. As a kid, I always loved the arts, music, of course, as you know of. But art. My original intention was to have a design firm, was to have a boutique advertising firm. So I've taken courses growing up. You know, my mom was very, very supportive in indulging my interests. So I took illustration, I took drawing, I took painting.
Can you draw?
I can. It's been a while, but,
But,
yeah.
but you people can refine what you do. But you can sketch out
yeah,
what you think
I
about.
came up doing that. I came up, took sculpture classes. Took classes at Cranbrook.
Okay.
I took classes down at the now extinct Borzoi Gallery, if you remember that, downtown Detroit. So I was always into the arts, always into illustration and fashion and photography. I still shoot to this day. So when I got to college, my major was actually at Cass. My major was commercial art. You know, Cass has always had a great art program.
I didn't know that. But thank you for
I
telling
got
me.
a chance to study with Dr. Cleety Taylor,
Okay.
who's phenomenal and globally known, who started the Arts Extended Gallery Collective.
Okay.
In fact, Tracy Reese, who everybody knows, is a very talented fashion designer. Matter of fact, one of the only noted major black fashion designers out there these days.
What's her name?
Tracy Reese.
Tracy.
Tracy Reese.
How do you spell the last name?
Reese.
Okay, Reese.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Tracy was a classmate at Cass. Prior to that, we had Kevin Hall, who was the first black design director at Halston at one point. And now he's super notable out in L.A., doing a ton of stuff in the realm of the Hollywood, major award shows and so forth. Look him up. He was another student of Dr. Taylor, and so was Tracy, because Dr. Taylor taught fashion amongst other areas of art. So, my passion got ignited there, or stoked there. And from there, when I went to University of Texas, I was since they didn't have a dedicated design program like a CCS or Parsons or Pratt, I was in the School of Communications and the advertising program, or the creative track. And I also spent some of my class time in the School of Fine Arts. So I was an advertising major, photo minor.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. The only designer that I know personally is Ed Wilburn, who was
Oh,
the
yeah,
head,
Ed
of,
Wilbur
head of
from-
design for
right,
General
from
Motors.
General Motors,
He
yeah.
designed the Escalade, and that was a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah, Ed
So,
designed a lot of stuff.
and then the other brother that was the car designer was the guy who designed the Chrysler 300, which everybody called a baby Bentley.
That is Ralph Gilles.
Yeah,
Ralph
yeah,
Gilles,
those two guys,
Yeah.
I know because I was a lawyer for Ford Motor Company before all the rest of the stuff that I've done. So yeah, but no,
super talented individuals, very nice guys. Know them both.
but you know what's fascinated me about how they design was that Ed could have a studio in Switzerland, one in Italy, one in Germany, and of course here in Detroit.
Right.
And they had the ability to collaborate from around the world
They had to.
with a screen here, and they each of them are contributing to the design from around the world.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and that's how you get the Escalade and the this and
well-
the Chrysler Crossfire and the designs that stand out in terms of the automotive area. And I guess I don't know if they do the same thing with respect to fashion design or other things, but cars are like there's 7,000 parts in a car. So designing a car and designing the parts that go in a car, each of those parts have to be designed and manufactured. So it's a huge area.
When you're a global company, you have to work collaborative like that. And it happens in a lot of companies who do different products, not just automotive stuff, right? Like I just mentioned, Ray Clemens working on the espresso machines.
Oh.
He did that in collaboration with two other designers, and they weren't all in the same place.
Yeah, it's amazing that you can do that now, but automotive is so big and obviously so very very technical and involves can involve life or death. So therefore, it's super important. But I don't think people knew that black men
And women.
design
And women.
well, principal, but I'm talking about the head of the design now. Not the workers, not the
no,
worker
I'm saying,
bees, but the vice president of design for GM was a black man. The vice president of design for Chrysler for the Crossfire, black man. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing
sister
career.
now, Crystal Wyndham, who's a top tier executive and designer at General Motors herself.
Okay.
Look her up.
He had a number of other minorities working with him and so forth. But to be the vice president worldwide is amazing for a multinational corporation, particularly. And he was a Howard University person.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, fancy. No Harvard, no Yale, no Ivy League stuff. So it's interesting. But you forget that everything is really designed.
Yeah.
So you fell in love with that.
Yeah,
Why?
Love
What was
design and art
what was the
since I was a
initial
kid.
impetus for you to get involved in design?
I don't know. It was very visceral. I've always loved watching things come together. I like you look at something, you see the lines, the fluidity, or maybe where it originated out of nature. Like it might have been a nautilus shell was a inspiration for a particular design, or a bird flying. The helicopter is inspired by what?
Birds.
Right. Which bird?
Right.
The hummingbird.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the
Because
hummingbird.
it moves laterally, it moves vertically, and so they created the helicopter off of the movement of the hummingbird.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and if you think about it, most of your great designs come somewhere from nature.
Okay.
Most people don't recognize that because that's not how you maybe customarily think. But designers are taking in all sort of stimulus. Whether it's from books, whether it's from nature, whether it's from a movie, whether it's from watching people move about their daily routine.
So, how do people who are young African Americans, Asians, whatever, anybody can join? You don't have to be black, but it is the Organization of Black Designers. How do they get involved with OBD? Since I said founder, but that's not the truth. You're more like executive director of it nationwide.
Yes.
Nationwide.
Yes.
How do people get involved?
Well, we're reachable. We have a website, which is obd.org. Really easy, obd.org.
Okay.
You can also Google the organization. We are on Instagram.
Okay.
And actually, if you go to our site, we are reachable. We have email address. We have phone number. And I can either give that to you right now,
No, that's okay. People know how to get to obd.org.
Yeah, obd.org.
That's
right?
all they have to
yeah,
do.
Yeah, and you can also obd at sorry, info at obd.org also. Just
Okay, info
yep.
at obd.org.
Real simple. Yep. Send
Okie
an
doke.
email there.
Oh,
And you can, like I say, you can Google us. There's a number of things that come up to look at, some background information. Like I said, we've been around 35 years, so there are a vast array of contacts that we have within the design industry.
so you're very passionate about this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you encourage young black designers or mature ones, it doesn't matter, to get involved with OBD, and they do that through contacting the organization through the website?
Yes, you can definitely do that.
Do you have any events planned? I've been to your events here in Detroit.
Yeah, you
any
can.
events?
We have an event we do called Design Nation, which at one point was an annual event. With the changes in the economy and so forth, it has not
Oh,
necessarily been
COVID
annual.
could have knocked out everything.
But we are planning another Design Nation coming up. And if it's not a bigger thing, it's going to be a bit smaller thing we'll do before the end of the year. But we've also been involved with Design Core here, which puts on Detroit Month of Design. Right, we've been involved on their advisory side.
Is that
since the beginning.
is that a white organization principally? Or?
No, it's
Design Core?
Okay, Design Core is sort of the design hub for Detroit.
Okay.
Right. It started off as DC3, which was the first iteration, and they put on Design Week at that time.
Okay.
In about, was it 2010, I believe, Detroit got designated as, no, it wasn't 2010, I'm sorry, 2020?
Okay.
Anyway, let me get it right. Detroit got designated as a UNESCO City of Design. At that point,
You mean the United Nations?
yes, UNESCO, yes.
Okay.
At that point, and there were only two in North America. It's
Oh,
Detroit
really?
and Montreal.
Isn't that
Yeah,
wonderful?
prestigious situation. So when that happened, they expanded Design Week to Design Month.
Okay.
And that's been going on for like the last 10 years. Okay. So, Month of Design is a major thing. It's going on right now, actually. It's in all of September, from the first to the end of the month. And there are a number of different events that go on around the city regarding design. And a large part of the edict for Design Month and Design Core was design inclusiveness.
Okay. Obviously.
Because
Right.
it's Detroit. And it
Correct.
should be.
Correct.
But I think a lot of people don't know that.
It should be inclusive.
A lot of
There's
people
no
don't know that, and our input, like in every other thing, is very valuable.
There's no
we
question.
are super creative, super innovative. I always say that people make things, but black people make things hot.
I like that.
You know,
Remember that, ladies and
so-
gentlemen. Everybody can make something, but black people
we
make
it
things
hot.
hot. We make it hot
all the time.
I like that.
All the time. So
you help make
we
it
want
hot.
to- yeah, and we want to find those people who can. We don't oftentimes get a lot of encouragement to go into design within our own community because black parents, not so much now, people are a little younger, but previously it's like, you're going to be a starving artist. It's like, no, there's kind of a difference between fine art and design, because design is more or less a practical commercial application of art, right?
Okay.
Most of the designers I know have an art background and do a lot of art, maybe their own art on the side, but you're taking these skills and putting it towards creating hard product, services, that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a little bit different. And, everybody else has been making crazy money off design for years.
Or stealing designs.
Oh, yeah, it happens a lot. That happens a lot.
So how do you protect your design?
There are a number of ways. I mean, like anything else, you can do a patent, you can do a trademark, depending on what it is.
Right.
Of course, plagiarism.
And you can copyright it too.
Yeah,
Which is really easy.
Plagiarism runs rampant. Yes, definitely.
Right. A simple copyright, ladies and gentlemen, is just doing a circle C next to your name. If you create a document or create a story or as you said, a drawing even, we can copyright a drawing, put a circle C. The circle C means copyright. It's called a common law copyright. And then you have to mail it to yourself by a certain date, like today's date. You've got to send it in to yourself so the mail comes back, so therefore you have proof that it was it was copywritten this day and date. And that's all it takes. But then you're really supposed to go online. I'm speaking now as a lawyer,
Right.
and use the federal copyright forms and the Michigan copyright forms. But I just want you to know that copyrights and trademarks and patents are very, very technical area. And you can copyright your name or your design here in Michigan, and you can copyright it in the U.S. Copyright Office, which protects it in America, but it does nothing for it around the world. As a matter of fact, a girlfriend of mine just created a new design, and she copyrighted her design here and in China, because she's gonna produce her items
Manufactured in China.
in China. But even without the manufacturing, they could just take it anyway. And and the other thing you have to do is copyright it in Europe with what's called the Berne Convention, which is BERNE convention, and you can do a European copyright. So if you're going to be having your goods manufactured in China or anywhere else, you need to copyright and trademark whatever it is you're doing in those countries, because otherwise they can just take it.
Right.
It's just that simple.
You want to protect your intellectual property.
Absolutely, because it's the intellectual property that has the value. The symbol Gucci is a global design system, and of course people make knockoffs all the time. But they as you know, you can be. We just had a major bust here in Detroit.
Oh, really?
Not in Detroit, in Southfield, at Greenfield, at the Advance building right there. People were in there. They had all kinds of stuff that said Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all the other designers, Chanel and everything.
Right.
And they raided the place. The federal government raided it. It's not a local raid.
But it happens a lot.
Yeah, and took all the merchandise they had that was all fake merchandise, and arrested the people who were selling the fake merchandise. So it's a federal offense, incidentally. So you're in court in the U.S. District Court, which is not like local court, not like Recorder's Court or any district court or in Oakland County.
Right.
It is federal. It's a federal offense and a federal crime. So you should only sell stuff that is legitimate, that is genuine, and obviously you have to create that symbol and that trademark and file
Right.
paperwork for, if you're the designer, like the hat that you've got on, for example. You have to file that. It's incumbent upon the designer to protect their
What they
intellectual
create, for sure.
property
Sure.
and to protect that design, because the double G, Gucci, is, everybody knows what that means. Everybody, and the double C for Chanel. You know what it is, and so if you're creating knockoffs, then you go to jail for that. And incidentally, when you create these knockoffs overseas and they're shipped in the United States, the import and customs individuals will notice it, take it, and then you get arrested, and they confiscate all of the goods that you've
If
manufactured.
that happens, because there's a lot of knockoffs out there, and it's part of your company to police these things, right? A lot
Yes.
of these major
You
companies,
have to police.
these
It's
major
called,
companies that you mentioned spend a lot of money policing counterfeits across the world.
they police their brand.
Yeah,
And if you create something, you have to protect your brand. It is incumbent upon you to protect it, and do it. Incidentally, for those people who may not know, the University of Detroit has a legal clinic that will do that. They will help you protect your copyright and patent your brand for free. There's a free legal services entity there, and they did it. And I'm going to have on a designer next week that created a product that's a commercial product, and the U of D did all of his legal work for that.
that's a great
It's
asset.
called Plunger Port, right? It's
That's
a
a great
new
asset
name,
for young
new
designers.
container, new everything. It's a manufactured thing, not a personal, not purses or clothes or
Right.
anything like that. It's an industrial
Exactly.
product.
There's so many things out there. I mean, a ratchet set. People design that.
That's correct.
Or people coming in with new products that may fulfill a niche that hadn't been covered before.
That's correct. But I want to talk to you. I want to switch horses here for a minute, and I want to talk about your experience in the music business.
Okay.
I met you through the music business. It wasn't through OBD.
No.
It was what you were doing in music and what I was doing in music as a board member for the Black Entertainment and Sports Lawyers Association. and for the Black Sports Agency Association, and just my entire involvement with music production and everything like that. So why don't you tell us about your background in that area? Because that's how I met you.
Yeah, true. Well, as I said,
In L.A.
Yes, Los
During
Angeles.
what conference was
That
that?
was the Urban Network Conference.
The Urban Network, right?
Urban Network,
There-
which is a trade publication in the music business, which still exists. A lot of the other ones don't exist anymore. They still,
Right.
in fact, another native Detroiter. I don't know if he still runs it, but he did run it. Miller,
Who?
last name Miller.
Okay.
I was saying, just popped it on my head.
You talking about the Miller?
Miller London.
Yeah, Miller London.
Yes,
I know
yes,
Miller
yes,
London.
yeah, right.
He's
Miller
here
London.
in Detroit right
Exactly,
now. I see him
exactly.
frequently.
Well, Miller was out in California for a long time.
Oh, I know. He was
And
vice president of
right,
Motown.
and he
Right.
was head of. He was also, after that, he was head of Urban Network.
Yeah. But Miller is here in Detroit.
Yes.
You should see him, and ladies and gentlemen, you can all meet him at Burt's Marketplace downtown. He's like vice president of Burt's whole operation, which obviously still has live music and jazz music and great musicians. I mean, unbelievable. It's amazing how much talent there is in Detroit.
Yeah.
I tell everyone that even when I go to karaoke, I tell people, I said, let me tell you something. It irritates me when I go to karaoke and people can't sing because, in my opinion, I tell them, I say the talent level in Detroit is so deep. It's about 7 levels down. And I can take you to church any Sunday morning and show you 7 Whitney Houstons with that same 7-octave range. It's unbelievable.
See, I always tell people my line is this: that you could take a pebble and throw it over your shoulder in any middle school in Detroit and find a great singer.
It's just unbelievable how much talent there is,
It is. It's amazing.
in the community.
But people don't recognize is the executive talent. You have a Miller London. You have someone like a LeBaron Taylor, who people don't know rose to the ranks, the tops of the
I
ranks.
knew LeBaron
at,
very
at
well.
Sony.
He was at Sony.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. He was a wonderful man.
Exactly.
There's no question about it.
And there's a number of other folks who've made that mark that had to come out of Detroit.
There's no question, and Miller has continued to do great things. He's written about in every book on Motown. There's always a special thank you to Miller London. So I'm going to have Miller on. He's a friend of mine, and I'm calling him. Okay?
Good.
But back to you and music.
So
Let's talk, ladies and gentlemen. Before I let him speak on that, I want you to know that he is now a resident of New York City, and he went to New York because of the music business.
Yes.
So why don't you start there?
Well, let me take you back before that because it started in Detroit.
Oh, I know that, but I mean,
my love for music was simultaneous with my love for the arts, right? And I always, my mom worked at a place that was really like about 2 doors down from Motown, and so I had some friends in Motown, and she would get promotional copies of records sometimes, and I used to always wonder how who gets to pick these records that we hear on the radio. So that always got me interested, and I started DJing. I don't know if you guys know who the Wizard is or was in Detroit. It was a major figure when it came to the mix shows and breaking the music in Detroit. We grew up together and started DJing together.
No. You introduced me to the people who created, what is that, techno?
Same guys.
And that started in Detroit.
Yep. It
Why
all
don't you start?
kind
Tell
of
us
falls
all.
together, right? Because Jeff ended up becoming.
Who is Jeff?
Jeff
Nobody
Mills,
knows.
a.k.a.
Okay.
The Wizard. People know the Wizard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Was on WDRQ, WJLB.
Okay.
It really helped shape a lot of the sound in Detroit, what people listen to in Detroit, along with Mojo. So Jeff ended up being in a group called Underground Resistance, which is the guys who have the place on the boulevard that I took you to that you met.
Yeah.
Which is Mike
It's
Banks.
down the street on East Grand Boulevard,
Exactly.
not on West Grand
Not on East
Boulevard.
Grand, yes,
Right, I remember that.
Definitely. So, in doing that, cultivating that love for music, started DJing.
What's your name as a DJ?
The Rhythm Alchemist.
I'm sorry?
The Rhythm Alchemist.
Rhythm Alchemist.
Yes.
Okay. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? So if you hear about Rhythm Alchemist DJing something, you know that it's Kier worthy.
Yeah, and come check it out, right? So
And come check it out, right?
we had put together a show to take around the state and the region where Jeff and I were going to DJ. We had break dancers and we had some rappers, right?
Okay.
So this is early 80s, right? We're trying to do this thing, and it was kind of the predecessor to a thing they ended up doing called the Fresh Fest years later. The Fresh Fest.
Fresh Fest.
Yeah,
FEST.
which was a major event years later that had Run DMC and Houdini and the Fat Boys and etc. Right?
Okay.
And it was a national tour. So in doing that, I got in contact with a label that really had nothing to do with rap music, actually, but something just said, my intuition just said, contact them. So I did, and I met a woman named Demetra Davis, and the label was called Megatone. Now, the biggest artists on Megatone at the time were Sylvester, who people know, the singer, the Weather Girls, or Two Tons of Fun they were called, and Billy Preston.
Really? I love Billy
Right.
Preston.
So they decided they wanted to try and do something, and they wanted to make a foray into the R&B circle, right? So they're like, well, we could use somebody with your energy who had to do local promotions. I said, well, I like the idea, but I'm getting ready to go back to Houston because I deferred my scholarship to University of Texas. So I still wanted to go. So they said, well, that's great because we have a great following in Houston, blah, blah, blah. So I went back to Houston, and I started doing promotions locally for the Megatone, trying to break in the R&B thing. So I ended up meeting all the DJs, all the radio people, etc. And by some good fortune, the first record I promoted for them, I got to number 30 on the major station in Houston.
Okay.
Which is a big deal because I'd never done it before.
Okay.
Right?
I'll say.
And also prior to that, when I was in Detroit, there was a group called C-Bank, right? They had a song called Wire for Games. And a family friend of ours named Stephen Hill was helping these guys trying to promote the record. So he asked me to help out. So I came up with an idea to do a video game contest out at the roller rink. So that was the first music promotion I'd ever done in life.
Okay.
And if you go on YouTube, you can find a song. It's called Wire for Games.
Okay.
By C-Bank, right? It kind of holds up. I went and listened to it about a month ago. It kind of still holds up. So anyway, so back to Houston. So I'm in Houston. I'm doing this promotion. I'm meeting everybody. Fall came around. I started at University of Texas, right? And I was also DJing back and forth to
For
Houston.
parties.
I was DJing all the parties on campus, pretty much. And I was DJing in Houston at a place called Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
Right? Which was I'm sorry, Showbiz Pizza.
I was like, Chuck E. Cheese is a
no,
kid's
it was
place.
no, it was Showbiz Pizza at the time. They were Chuck E. Cheese is the biggest competitor.
Okay.
And actually, Chuck E. Cheese ended up absorbing them at some point.
Okay.
So I was going back and forth and doing that, and in that time,
So you took the Detroit sound to Houston.
yeah,
Okay,
I did,
gotcha.
I did, in a lot of ways actually. The Megatone decided to kind of curtail their R&B experiment, so to speak. So I was out of a job there, right? They continued on the dance music track they'd always been on. So because of the contacts I made, I used to get a lot of promotional stuff from different companies, small companies, and so forth.
Tell them what promotional stuff is. It's the hats, it's the T-shirts, it's the
Right now,
everything.
I'm talking about the promotional records. So
Okay, promotional records
these are
as well.
These are the records you get before they come out commercially.
Right.
Because they want you to pump them
They
up.
go across the country.
Right, they want you to pump them up and make a splash so when the records do come out, people go buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So I had all this promotional stuff from these different companies with really great songs, right? But they didn't have the wherewithal to have an office like a CBS Records or Warner Records or anything like that. So I had a bright idea to reach out to these companies and say, hey, let us be your satellite here and promote your songs. So that was the beginning of us doing independent promotion, right?
Really?
I started a company called Hot Wax Promotions, which is this is our anniversary, like 40th anniversary this year, believe it or not. So we started doing promotions for these little small labels that were emerging at the time, like Def Jam Records, the Cold Chillin' Records, Select Records. With artists that people know now, but they didn't know then. They didn't know Public Enemy then. They didn't know Slick Rick then. They didn't know LL then. They didn't know Kid and Play then. They didn't know EPMD or Mantronics at the time, but now they do. Largely due to our efforts.
Wow.
Doing promotion for these records within the Southwest. Our territory was Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Arkansas.
Okay. So then you were at the forefront then of the promotions regarding rap and hip hop.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We're very instrumental in the
That's where your strength is now
Yeah,
in terms of those artists and those productions.
house also. I can't forget
And
that.
house. Oh yeah, of course, house.
So
and techno.
Yeah, so we were very instrumental in kind of solidifying the business side of those genres instead of just being,
Talent.
underground situations.
Yeah.
You know, as they grew, you know, we helped them to grow and become more solidified within the music industry.
Okay, so that's how we got to where we are
Yeah,
today.
well, that got me, you know, as one of our clients, Def Jam finally started a promotional staff. I was a manager in their first regional promotion staff. Which
For Def Jam.
Yeah,
Who
for
on Def Jam again?
Russell Simmons on
Okay,
Def Jam.
okay.
And, you know, they
Thank
had,
you.
at the time, like I said, they had LL Cool J, Public Enemy, Slick Rick, Third Base, on and on and on. So I ended up getting noticed I got a call to interview with the label Elektra Records.
Electra's big.
Right, Elektra at the time, they had Keith Sweat, they had
Had a
Anita
black
Baker.
woman president
They
too.
had not at that point.
Not at that
It's
point.
prior to Sylvia becoming.
Okay.
Sylvia's at Atlantic.
Sylvia
at the
Rome,
time.
right?
So I made an interview with a brother named Doug Daniel, who liked me, and I got the call. They're like, "Hey, you did well. Do you want the gig?" So that's what got me to New York.
Oh, that's when you got to New York.
That's how I got to New York.
Okay.
And I was the first head of a rap department at a major label.
Okay.
They were the first one to have a dedicated rap department, Elektra. And we had, at the time, completely unknown acts. They know now. We had Pete Rock and CL Smooth. We had Leaders of the New School with Busta Rhymes.
Oh,
We had
Busta's amazing.
We had a group called KMD with a kid named MF Doom in it. We had a kid, Cat Shinehead. We had a kid named Jazzy Faye, who everybody knows. Phelan, who everybody knows now is Jazzy Faye, who's the son of Jane Alexander from the Barcades, the original Barcades. And also did ancillary promotion for other acts like Keith Sweat, like Anita Baker, like Delight, Lisa Fisher, on and on and on.
So you were promoting all of these artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
And mind you, this was the start for most of those artists. Everybody knows Buster now, right?
Yeah, everybody knows.
Everybody
Busta.
knows
Can
Pete Rock.
anybody rap like
Right.
he can?
Everybody knows Pete Rock now, but they didn't know this was their first entree to the business.
And you fell in love with it.
Fell in love with it before that. Before I got to lecture, because at the time it wasn't a money thing. The money wasn't there the way it is now. So it really was about love for the medium. It really was about thinking we were doing a greater good, exposing this incredible new genre at the time.
Well, I think we're going to try to bring you back, Kier, so we can explore the current music scene. We've talked a lot about it, the history of music and so forth. But I think a number of persons in our audience would be interested in what your take is on today. But unfortunately, we're out of time. But having said that, I want everyone to remember me, Linda Bernard. I'm an attorney. I'm your police commissioner for District 2, and I'm running for re-election currently. I'm a write-in candidate this time. I've been elected twice before on the ballot, but this time I'm write-in. So I need you to remember my name, remember my face, but most importantly, my name and how to spell it. Because I want you to write in, if you're in District 2 in the city of Detroit, which is northwest Detroit, from Woodward to Southfield, 8 Mile really over to like Davison. Remember my name and write in Linda Bernard and fill out the little oval to the right. I want to continue to be your police commissioner. I'm the only lawyer on the Board of Police Commissioners, and I create the policies that govern police behavior, like the fact that now officers have to use a body cam at all times when they're talking to you as a citizen, when they pull you over, etc. There are a number of rules, a number of policies that I've created that make it safer for us as African Americans and actually everyone in the community to be safer in terms of their police community interactions. You can hit me up anytime at the Detroit Police Commission. I'd be delighted to talk to you. Again, Attorney Linda Bernard, and this is Chop It Up with Attorney Linda Bernard. And thank you, Mr. Keir Worthy, for joining us. And I will have you back on the issue of rap music.
Enjoy being here.
Because that actually is my favorite genre. It is, for real. Oh,